And Shalom. This is your brother Karath coming at you again with a quick one. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to you brothers that's laboring in this truth, making your calling and election sure. I was watching this video on YouTube, and it, whenever I see pollution in the earth or or things that destroys the earth, it kind of, it has me really unsettled. You know what I mean? I don't like to see it. I don't like to see people destroying the earth. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up watching Captain Planet. So I don't like to see, stuff, the Most High's creation being used and abused. And the brothers that camp with me, they know I don't even like to litter, man. I don't even like to do that. You know what I'm saying? I like to take care of the environment, you know what I'm saying? And, Jake is low on the totem, and there's not much we can do as far as on a grand scale to make sure that this place, so let me put it on airplane mode, that this place isn't, isn't being, polluted, man. But these Edomites here, I was watching this on The Economist. These Edomites, they came up with some type of solution to the what's plaguing the oceans, because they got the Pacific garbage patch. They got all kinds of microplastics in the ocean, man. And it says here in the description, it says plastic pollution poses a major threat to ocean life. It says meet the engineers who are using rubbish guzzling boats to stem the flow at its source. Yeah, so these Edomites, they're trying to come up with a way, to clean the world's oceans, man. And that's good that the Most High is putting that in their spirit, man, because they're going to be the cleanup crew. They're going to be on cleanup duty anyway, man. According to the scriptures, and I'm probably not going to play the video, but you could watch it on your own time, man. But it's pretty cool, that they came up with this idea, but it's just nothing but it's a foreshadowing of how they're going to be the cleanup. They're going to be on cleanup duty anyway, man. Let me grab some scriptures just to support the point, because they're going to be on cleanup duty. Let me start with Revelation. Lord willing, nobody tries to call me right now, man. Sometimes calls still get through. This is Revelation 11:18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, thy prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. That's right. So the Most High, he knows who's destroying the earth, man. He knows who's out here destroying the planet. He knows who's doing it. He has he's got him he's got his eye on the sinful kingdom, man. He knows exactly who's doing what. And it's not just here in America, Babylon the Great, but just in the world in general. Because if you look on a grand scale, there's something called investor-owned companies, such as ExxonMobil, Shell, BP, Chevron, Peabody, Total, and BP. I think it's BHP Billiton. And then they have the state-owned entities like Saudi Aramco, Gazprom, National Iranian Oil, Coal India, Pemex, CNPC, China Coal Group. And these companies right here, they're like the top leaders in CO2 emissions in the world, and companies that cause global warming in the world. And that's just global warming. That's just CO2 emissions. Now, we're not even talking about other ways that major companies, state-owned and investor-owned companies pollute the earth, man. That's just CO2 emissions. So there's many other ways that they hurt the earth. But that's cool because we got the cleanup crew. We go here next. This is Ezekiel. Most High has a cleanup crew to get it done. This is Ezekiel 39 and verse 14. It says, and they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury the passengers that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. So yeah, he's going to punish those that hurt the earth with death, but he's going to save a remnant to be slaves, of course. But he's gonna punish those that hurt the earth, and then we're gonna use slaves to clean up those dead bodies of the people that destroyed the earth. And not only that, not only are they gonna use the slaves to clean up the dead bodies, they're also gonna use those same slaves to actually to build up walls, to clean up the environment. You know, they're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff, man. We're gonna sever Salakia, continual employment, man. From there, I want to go to Acts 3 and 20. It says, and he shall send Yahushua Hamashiach, which before was preached unto you, whom the heaven must receive until the times of restitution of all things. That's right, man. So when you go into the words of restitution, it's talking about paying back or making something right again. So the times of restitution of all things, which Yahweh hath spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets since the world began. You know, so there's going to be a restitution of all things, man. And our handmaidens, our slaves, you know, our vine dressers, all of them are going to be the ones, you know, making sure that this stuff is done. You know, they're going to have continual employment, man. There's going to be no unemployment. They're going to be working and cleaning up. So it's not just cleaning up the ocean here. They're going to be cleaning up the whole earth, you know. From there, I want to go to Isaiah 60 and verse 10. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Yeah, that's right, man. So the strangers are going to, when you go into the strangers, that's talking about the heathen nations, man, the other nations that aren't Israel, that aren't Israelites. They'll build up our walls, and their kings, their international bankers, the people of prestige in their society now, they'll be they'll minister unto us, man. You know, they'll clean up. They'll be on cleanup duty. From there, I want to go to Isaiah 14. This is Isaiah 14 and 23. It says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. So even the Most High will get down on this cleanup. You know what I mean? He'll make, you know, because he's not going to actually be doing any cleanup. Salakia, let me take that back. What's going to happen is the Most High has already put, he's created the waster to destroy. You know, let me just grab it before I hack the heck out of the scripture. Let me just grab it real quick. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. See, that instrument for his work. They're going to be working. That's going to be that cleanup crew, that cleanup duty. It says the waster to destroy. It says, I have created the waster to destroy. So if you go back here to Isaiah 14 and 23, he created the smith that bloweth the coals and the waster to destroy. You know, and that's talking about the ICBM nuclear missiles. So that's actually a cleanup tool, because it's talking about the besom. Isaiah 14 and 23 is talking about the besom of destruction. And when you go into that word besom, you can do it on your own time. If you go into the blue letter and you go into that word besom, it's talking about a broom. You know, so when you go into that word besom, it's dealing with broom. You know, so it's sweeping. It'll sweep. You know, it'll come through sweeping with the destruction, man. That besom of destruction. It's gonna be sweeping the land. You know what I'm saying? Basically cleaning things up. So, you know, they're going to be slaves in that sense, too, or on cleanup duty in that sense, that the nations are going to create missiles that are going to be shot on this place, that are going to be like a besom sweeping through, cleaning this place up, man. But that's that cleanup crew, cleanup duty, man. From there, I want to go to Psalms. This is the book of Psalms 149. Psalms 149. verse 7, it says to execute vengeance. It says, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Yeah, so their kings and their nobles are going to be our slaves. They're going to be bound with chains and fetters of iron, and they're going to be part of that cleanup crew, the men that are going to be working. And those same people are the people that are spoken about here in Isaiah. That's part of that cleanup crew. Those slaves, Isaiah 49 and 23. It says, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. That's right. So the Most High is going to have, there's going to be slaves in our kingdom, man. Lord willing, we're those men. There's going to be slaves in our kingdom, you know, that are going to be on cleanup duty. This is Isaiah 61 and 4. It says, and they shall build the old wastes. They shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. So all of that stuff that's been accumulated, all the stuff that your forefathers did, you're going to be the one cleaning it up. And strangers shall stand and feed their flocks, and the sons of aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. You know, plowmen and vine dressers, they're workers, man. They're going to be the cleanup. They're going to be the ones, the roles are going to be reversed. You ain't going to see no Issacharite, you know, cleaning things up, man. That's going to be the so-called white man in the other nations, you know, the red forehead dot Indians and the Chinese and all of them are going to be on cleanup duty, man. Verse 6, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of Yahweh. It says, you shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. So basically, they're gonna work and you're gonna eat. You're gonna eat up whatever whatever increase they get. It'll be ours. And in their glory shall you boast yourselves. And yeah, that's gonna be beautiful, because that means the curses are gonna be on them, like they were on us in Deuteronomy. Salaki. In Deuteronomy 28 and 33, because it says here, it says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed only. So yeah, they were eating up our increase and our labor. From our labor, they were eating and living off the back of our labors. But it's going to be switched around, and we're going to live off the back of their labors, and they're going to be our cleanup crew, and they're going to be on cleanup duty. This is Psalm 60 and 8. It says, Moab is my wash pot. So, you know, yeah, Moab, man, you're just a glorified dishwasher, man. You know, you're on cleanup duty. You know, you're a wash pot. You come through and you just clean things up. You know, a wash pot is something you put your feet in when you went on a long journey. You just put your feet in to clean your feet off. Because in the ancient world, they did a lot of walking, and a wash pot is something that you just use to clean your feet. And it says, over Edom will I cast out my shoe. So basically, you put your foot on them as a resting, like a ottoman. You just put your foot up on them. The Edomites, the so-called white man. Moab is the so-called Chinese people, and the Philistia is dealing with the Africans, the Hamites. It says, triumph thou because of me. Yeah, so this is dealing with all the nations, man. They're just going to be slaves, man. You know, they're going to be in servitude and bondage, man, because that's how the Heavenly Father wants it to be. This is Isaiah 24 and 19. It says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Yeah, the earth is clean, dissolved, because the missiles are going to be purifying the earth. That's why it says it's going to be clean, dissolved, man. Because the Most High is going to use those missiles that he used, because he's created the smith to blow the coals and the waster to destroy. He's going to use those missiles to clean, dissolve, or purify the earth, man. So yeah, man, Lord willing, this was edifying to those that were meant to receive it. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to you brothers laboring in this truth, making your calling and election sure. Until next time, shalom.